My dear brothers and sisters, the first reading and the gospel reading today seem to be very, very similar, because we see both these readings show us something about the authority. And the church puts these readings in just opposition so that you and I can know that there is something there and something here, and both shed light with each other. Today, when we hear the reading from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, we hear as it is very significant. This particular reading is very, very significant, especially for all the biblical Jews. The biblical Jews are the rabbis. All these rabbis would always consider that they are well qualified because they know the entire teachings of the Old Testament, and most especially what Moses brought in. In other words, a rabbi who is made a rabbi who would say, I am a rabbi because my so-and-so was a rabbi, he instructed me. And he was a rabbi of so-and-so, a rabbi of so-and-so, and they will go to the lineage of Moses and say, Moses taught all these, and today I am a rabbi because of Moses. So it is very, very significant that the gospel, the first reading, tells us about Moses. Moses is one of the greatest characters in the Old Testament. If you ask me, what are the important parts of the Old Testament? I will say the first important aspect in the Old Testament is the covenant. The second important aspect in the Old Testament is Moses, the leader of the Israelites. Because from Moses we see the book of Torah, the law, everything being established for the Israelites. Therefore, Moses is one great character in the Old Testament. And that is why I will take you to the reading today, the first reading that says, Moses said to the people, who's saying this? Moses is saying to the people of Israel, the Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from among you, from your own brethren. Him shall you listen, just as you desired of the Lord, that you listen to me. But there is one more coming, and the Lord is going to raise a prophet. Now Moses is considered such an important character in the Old Testament, and he doesn't want to lose that part. But he says, the one that is going to come, this prophet, is going to be among you people. And therefore, he is the one who will be full of authority. And they have brought in this part to show that the message, what Moses has brought, is important for the Israelites. But the one who is going to come after is one who is going to be important. You have to listen to him. The other figure, like Moses himself, is important. But he says, I will rise a prophet like you. In other words, Yahweh is not going to put down Moses, but he's going to tell, I'm going to bring a prophet like you. But the new figure, it seems, he would speak, and he would speak the very voice of God. The new prophet, who is going to be raised by Yahweh, will be the one who is the voice of God. In other words, Jesus is going to say whatever he has to say is very substance. And therefore, whatever Jesus says are the very substance that come out of him. Because he is the Son of God, and everything that comes out of him is the voice of God. Therefore, he says, you have to listen to him. Now, if you come to the Gospel of Mark, what we hear there, the manner in which Jesus is teaching, the manner in which how Jesus deals with his authority. What happened to the people when Jesus comes into the synagogue to speak to them? They are all astonished. Astonished because they've seen so many scribes, so many rabbis, but still this man, Jesus Christ, has astonished them. His teaching was important. Therefore, they were astonished of his teaching, not of his content. This is important for you to know. They were astonished about his teaching, the way he was teaching, how he was teaching, with what authority he was teaching, not the content of it. The content was not so important, for he taught them like the one who was having authority and not like these scribes. These scribes and the rabbis, they were also teaching, they were all well versed. But look at the aspect of how Jesus was teaching and how he was exercising his teaching authority, not bothered about the content. That is why they said, he speaks with authority. He was speaking out of what he was made of. That is how it is important for us to differentiate between a rabbi and Jesus Christ. He was teaching of what he was made of. And that is the reason why, and of his own authority. Of his own authority means there is a lot of authority conferred upon Jesus Christ to exercise. So he was speaking of his own stuff that he has, but of his own authority. His authority now, what it is, how has he exercised? Today's gospel reading tells us that he exercises his authority with hope. So you must be very sure. He exercises his authority with hope. The desire is there in him. He exercises his authority by making the other feel good, not feel bad. I want to exercise my authority. And if I have to exercise my authority, I must make you feel good. That is a good person, a leader, a master who is exercising his good authority. He exercises his authority in such a way there is growth. This is very important. When we exercise our authority, do we find this? When we exercise our authority over our children, over our parents, on our subjects, on those we have to look after and those we have to guide, do we exercise our authority with hope? Do we exercise our authority with a desire to make the other person feel good, feel happy? And do we exercise our authority to see that the other person grows? And if we can do that, my dear brothers and sisters, that is a real authority. So you find Jesus Christ, how he exercises authority. You and I should learn this. Why? Because one of the great saying is, greatness is in making others feel great. The greatness of my authority is only when I make others feel great. And now, coming into the gospel, we see the dramatic scene of the demonic man who comes there. And what this demonic man says, hey, I know who you are. I know who you are. The second thing that the demonic man says, I know who you are. I also know you are the Holy One of God. So two important aspects that we see. The demonic man tells to Jesus, I know who you are, and I know you are the Holy One. In other words, these scribes, these rabbis who were in the synagogue, were all surprised by this demonic man. Why? This demonic man was filling in the part of picture of Jesus Christ. The most important is that these scribes and Pharisees should know who this man is. He's speaking with authority. They were astonished, they were astounded. Now this demonic man says, I know who you are. I know you are the Holy One. In other words, this demonic man fills in the picture perfect, telling others who Jesus is. So now we know that we have to listen to him. Therefore, each one of us should learn what Moses said. There is someone coming greater than me, but he will speak and you have to listen. And therefore you find that this demonic man is telling all the scribes and the rabbis, this is Jesus Christ. Listen to him now. If not, you will lose this great prophet in your life. What is the new teaching now? The new teaching that we see Jesus Christ commanding the demonic man, and there the unclean spirit leaves him and goes away. Therefore, all the people say, what kind of a teaching is this? He commands and these devils or the demon obeys him. So, an important aspect that we see is, he is not sounding like the scribes, who Jesus is not sounding like a scribe. He is sounding like someone who has real power, and therefore he is not like the scribes, but rather what Moses spoke in Deuteronomy chapter 18. The one who would speak in the name of God. Listen therefore, my dear friends, that is important. The people also had a reaction. Let us listen to him. Because now they have to shift themselves from the scribes to listen to Jesus Christ. You must listen to him. Why? Listen to Jesus Christ because there are so many disorders in our lives. What is a demonic man? A demonic man is a man possessed and therefore a disordered life. And in our lives also, there are so many things that are in disorder. Listen to him, and he will bring the order in your life. Submit yourself. That is what Moses also says in the first reading. Submit yourself to the voice of Jesus, and you will have peace. Amen. Let us all stand for the creed.